I will ask you all an interesting question, and I request you all to think about this question in your mind for a minute and comment your answers below with the reasons. Here we go. You belong to which type of plant? I repeat, you belong to which type of plant? Your options are parasitic plants, insectivorous plants, Saphrotrophs, symbiotic relationship, autotrophic plants. Those who know about all these plants, please do tell us which type of plant you belong to or what you want to become. And those who doesn't know about these types of plants, now we will see about these plants in detail and let us know your answers at the end of the session.
We are glad to introduce to you our channel Conceptmate, your study partner ready to make your lessons easy for you. In this video, we shall be looking at Chapter 1, Nutrition in Plants for Class 7 from NCERT Science textbook. As the chapter's title suggests, it deals with the various ways of nutrition in plants and the processes involved with it. Before jumping into the contents of the lesson, let's do a quick recap of what we know from earlier classes already. Let's start with the term nutrients. What are nutrients? They are the components of food we eat, namely carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. How do you think that these nutrients help us human beings? Nutrients help living organisms to build their bodies, to grow, to repair the damaged parts of their bodies, and to provide energy to carry out life processes. All living organisms need food for living, and the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization in the body is called nutrition. Therefore, every living being needs nutrition for survival. There are a variety of living things on earth, and each one has a mode of nutrition. Therefore, modes of nutrition can be broadly classified into autotrophic mode of nutrition, wherein the term auto refers to self, and heterotrophic nutrition, wherein hetero refers to others. Now, let us look at the definition for the different modes of nutrition we just saw. In this slide, you can find the definition for the two modes of nutrition, autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition is the nutrition in which organisms can prepare their own food and also utilize it for their purpose. The mode of nutrition used by plants which prepare their own food is called autotrophic nutrition, and therefore these plants are also called autotrophs. The other mode of nutrition is heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition is the mode of nutrition in which organisms get their food directly or indirectly from plants. Plants are the only organism which can prepare their own food, and other living beings such as humans, animals, insects are dependent on plants indirectly or directly. This makes these other beings called as heterotrophs. Moving on to the next concept that we will be looking at. Photosynthesis. Isn't it a very familiar term? Have you ever heard of it before in any of your earlier science classes? Yes, photosynthesis is the process of green plants making their own food. The term photosynthesis can be broken down into photo and synthesis, wherein photo refers to the sunlight and synthesis refers to preparation of food. Therefore, the process of preparation of food by green plants in the presence of sunlight is called photosynthesis. Now let us look at the process in itself. Leaves are considered the food factory of a plant. So to prepare food, water and minerals are absorbed by the roots and transported to the leaves. Sunlight is captured by the chlorophyll. Carbon dioxide is taken from air through small pores called stomata, which are present in the leaves. Using all these raw materials, food is made in the leaves and then transported to various parts of the plant for use. The whole process of photosynthesis is represented by an equation down below here in the slide. Carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll gives carbohydrate plus oxygen. Now, I did mention a term called chlorophyll. Are you wondering what this chlorophyll is? The chlorophyll is a green pigment which is present in the leaves and it is responsible for capturing sunlight which is necessary in the process of photosynthesis. Chlorophyll plays a very important role for photosynthesis to take place. It captures sunlight and transforms it into solar energy for use. Therefore, without sunlight, the whole process of photosynthesis cannot take place. This shows that sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living beings. I did also mention about stomata. The stomata are tiny pores which are present on the surface of the leaves. These are surrounded by guard cells and the stomatal opening is in between. It is through this opening that gases are taken in for the process of photosynthesis. These stomata help get carbon dioxide from air and it is given to the leaves for the preparation of food. Therefore, stomata also plays a very important role in the process of photosynthesis. Another added information is that you have to note that there are many leaves other than green ones which also contain chlorophyll in them. The large amount of other pigments in them mask the green color. Thus, they appear different in color. But they also contain chlorophyll in them and therefore photosynthesis takes place in these leaves also. Another thing you can find around you is that the slimy green patches which are found in ponds and stagnant water bodies is due to the growth of the organism called algae. These algae contain chlorophyll in them and also can prepare food by photosynthesis. Apart from the carbohydrate which is produced by photosynthesis for the plant's use, the plant also requires protein and fat for survival. So how does these proteins and fats are synthesized? So for the synthesis of proteins, plants require nitrogen, but they cannot directly absorb it from the air wherein it is in the form of gas. Therefore, the plants absorb it from the soil. The soil has some bacteria which can convert nitrogen from the air into usable nitrogen in the soil. Plants absorb this nitrogen from the soil along with water and other constituents to prepare proteins and fats. Farmers also add fertilizers and manures which are rich in nitrogen content, which will help the plant and the crop grow better. Moving on to the other modes of nutrition in plants. We have learned that humans and animals are dependent on others for food. Thus, they are called heterotrophs. Now, even in plants, there are some which don't contain chlorophyll and therefore cannot produce their own food. How do they prepare food? Isn't that a question we need the answer to? Let's look at the different types of such plants. The first type we are going to look is the parasitic plants. These are plants which cannot prepare their own food due to the absence of chlorophyll. Therefore, they take ready-made food from the host plant. Example is Cuscuta or Amarbel. If you look in the slide, there are pictures of the plant Cuscuta. They are thin, wire, yellow colored plant which feed off or take ready-made food from the host plant and deprive the host of nutrients. So due to this attribute of the plant, they are known as parasitic plants. The next type of plants we will be looking at is the insectivorous plants. These are plants which feed on insects. They trap the insects around them and digest them for extra protein content. These plants may be green in color or also in some other colors. Example is the pitcher plant. If you look at the picture in the slide of the pitcher plant, you may see that the leaf of the pitcher plant is modified into a pitcher. The end of the pitcher has a lid which can open and close. When an insect enters the pitcher, the lid closes. The insect is then digested by digestive juices inside the pitcher and the required protein content is taken by the plant. Due to this quality of trapping the insects and digesting them, these plants are known as insectivorous plants. The next type of plant that we will be looking at are the Saphrotrophs. We have looked at Autotrophs, Heterotrophs, and now Saphrotrophs. Saphrotrophs are organisms which take nutrition from dead and decaying matter. They are plants which do not have chlorophyll and cannot prepare their own food. So you might have noticed greyish patches on old bread or mushroom-like structures on a log of wood after a rainy day. These are called fungi, and the mode of nutrition they use is called saprotrophic mode of nutrition, and these are called saprotrophs. They produce digestive juices on the dead and decaying organic matter and convert it into a solution and then absorb the nutrients from the solution. So these are called saprotrophs. Next we shall be looking at symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic relationship is where two or more organisms share both shelter and nutrients for survival. There are some plants which live together and share shelter and nutrients. So let us look at the example of lichens. In lichens, an alga and a fungus live together. There are some pictures on the slide of lichens for your reference. The fungus provides shelter and water and minerals to the alga, and the alga in turn provides food for the fungus, which it prepares by the process of photosynthesis as it contains chlorophyll. Yes, thus the fungus and the alga are in a symbiotic relationship where they share nutrients and shelters. Moving on, let us look at how nutrients are replenished in the soil. Plants absorb nutrients from the soil. So the nutrients in the soil decreases. Farmers add manures and fertilizers to the soil to increase the nutrients in the soil. The nature also has a way to replenish nutrients in the soil. There is a bacterium called rhizobium. It lives in the roots of leguminous plants like grams, peas, beans, etc. So this bacterium converts nitrogen from air into soluble form in the soil and makes the soil rich in nitrogen. In return, the plant provides food, shelter to the bacteria. So in this process, both the plant and the bacterium are in a symbiotic relationship. The bacterium helps the plant grow better. In turn, the plant provides food and shelter to the bacteria. On the screen, you can see few pictures of farmers adding manures and fertilizers to the soil. This helps the soil to enrich itself in nutrient content and also helps crops and plants to grow better and be healthier. Let's do some activities, and now it's activity time. So we will be looking at 2 activities concerning the chapter and the concepts that we had learnt now, and let us look into it, and I'm sure you can perform these at your home and at your leisure time. So it's time for first activity. So the activity 1 we are going to look at here is to show that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. So while we were learning the lesson, we did learn that sunlight is the ultimate source of energy that is found on earth. So for photosynthesis, sunlight is a very necessary thing. So let's see the activity. Now for the activity, take 2 potted plants of the same kind. Keep one in sunlight and the other in a dark room for 2 to 3 days. Then take a leaf from both the plants and test for starch. Put the leaves in a test tube, pour some spirit in it and put the test tube in a beaker containing water. Boil the leaves till the green color in the leaves comes out into the spirit. Then take the leaves, wash it in water, put the leaves on a dish and pour some iodine solution over it. The leaf of the plant kept in sunlight turns blue-black. The leaf of the plant kept in dark does not turn blue-black. This shows that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. Next, we will be looking at activity 2. This activity is to observe the fungus bread mold in bread. For this activity, take a piece of bread and moisten it with water. Leave it in a warm place for 2 to 3 days till fluffy patches appear on them. Observe the patches under a magnifying glass or microscope. You will see cotton-like threads on the bread. The cotton-like threads are the fungus bread mold. So, bread mold is a saprotroph. Saphrotrophs get their food from dead and decaying organic matter. Isn't this a very easy experiment for you to do and see what happens at home? Do try it now. Do not waste your time in lockdown.
Welcome back, students. I hope now you all know about these plants. Please mention your answers in comment box below. We will meet you all in our next video with top interesting answers in it.
Chapter Nutrition in Plants. I hope that this video was informative and you did have fun learning this chapter and the concepts in it. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends and leave down your comments in the comment section. Subscribe to Conceptmate and enjoy the process of learning. Thank you. See you soon. Bye-bye.